If you've started to learn brush lettering, you may have heard that it's important to lift your brush pen, but what does that exactly mean and why is it so important? I'm going to demonstrate a few key pointers in the word whine. Overall, the main things that not lifting the pen create are compressed spaces, inconsistent angles, incorrect shade placement, and in my opinion, the worst thing is that it promotes rushing. So lifting your pen between the strokes really forces you to slow down and think about the shapes that you're creating. So I've written the same word here, and in the first one you could see that I was lifting my pen every time I had a basic stroke, and in the second one I wasn't. So there's some pretty clear differences here. Let's just start with, so if you're right-handed, it'll be a little bit different than if you're left-handed, just as far as where the tip of your pen is facing. So if you're right-handed, then the tip of the pen is on the left side, and if you're left-handed, the tip of the pen is on the right. So a couple things will be different if you try this exercise if you're left-handed. But looking at this mini underturn, so the correct placement is keeping it on the inside or the left side of where this underturn stroke ends. If you don't lift your pen, then when you finish up this underturn, the tip of your pen is on the left, so when you press down, this underturn is going to be created on the right side of where this ends. So if this underturn ends here, then we have this thickness being added to the right of it, which is incorrect. It causes the space between these two letters to be too wide, and it just doesn't really look like a W. Okay, the other thing about lifting is, so for this N, you can see we have this nice triangular gap because when we finish off this piece of the compound curve, the tip of the pen, again if you're right-handed, is going to be on the left side. So you need to pick it up and move it over to the right in order to place it down to create this stroke here. If you don't lift the pen, then the tip of it stays on the left side and you're kind of retracing over the line you already drew, which compresses the area in here. And this area is just going to show up in a lot of letters and create a more consistent look, okay? And then finally, when you lift your pen, so this E starts at a different angle than this N ends with. So the angle or the trajectory of this compound curve of the N would finish in a different angle that this letter starts with. So you can see that pretty clearly here where this doesn't really look like an E and just the spacing is pretty off because it's compressed here. As you come up here, then the axis of this loop ends up being along this way rather than more tilted this way. And then you're also compressing the amount of space in here compared to the amount of space that should be open in here. So using this simple word with just 4 letters, you can see the benefits of lifting. It's going to give you more consistency. And then the other thing is that as you lift, you can move your hand over to the right and reposition your hand on the pen, whereas if you treat this like cursive and just keep your pen on the paper the whole time, then you're going to get some compression and your hand isn't going to be able to flow as easily for each individual stroke because you don't know where to lift it. So key is to lift between every single basic stroke, reposition your hand so that you can create the strokes as consistently as possible. Hi, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button below and be sure to subscribe so that you can see more videos just like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.